Everybody's favorite online retro video game reseller, DKOldies, has been wrung through the mud, drug around, slapped around a few times like a redheaded stepchild in recent months. Rightfully so. We've had videos of YouTubers showing refurbished consoles that have been cleaned inside and out, only to open them and see that none of it was absolutely true. There's been all sorts of other accusations, but now an interesting development has happened. And I saw this from a good friend of the channel, Tipster, who quote tweeted another tweet that showed a screenshot from Treehouse Law LLP. And it looks like these guys might be getting into a little bit of some legal trouble. If anything, a class action lawsuit is starting to have a little bit of rumblings here. It looks like Treehouse Law is trying to get people to sign up to do a class action lawsuit. So you can see this says, have you purchased any refurbished consoles from DKOldies? You may have been deceived by false advertising and entitled to financial compensation. So holy smokes, if this goes through, it's going to be a lot of content, first and foremost, for Daddy 8-Bit. I'm just joking. But, yeah, there's been a huge debate where people are saying you cannot say something's refurbished or cleaned inside and out if it's not. Now, I don't know if it's them using terminology and getting it twisted over on DKOldies' behalf, but we've seen a lot of evidence to point out that, no, a lot of what you're selling as refurbished is not exactly correct in the condition. Does it work? Does the console turn on? Yeah, but to refurbish something, like let's say like how GameStop refurbishes, a Wii U, for example, they actually replace parts and make it like new. Not exactly new, but like new. So the issue here is that a lot of people feel when they go to DKOldies, when they get stuff from DKOldies, that they've been scammed because it's not entirely accurate to what is being advertised. And then on top of that, you get all the other complaints like the pricing and that you're not getting an actual first-party controller, that you have to pay for an upgrade. So to see, actual firm try to get something situated with this is the plot thickening extra hard, extra good. Who knows? This is the first time I'm seeing it. Looks like this was tweeted out not even an hour ago, so 2:55 p.m. today by Tipster. And let's go ahead and look at, this is Vito Comedy who originally posted it. And they posted it this morning. So I haven't seen too many people talking about it. Surprisingly enough, I have not seen Review Tech message about this or anything like that. But let's go ahead and take a look at some of the responses on here. We could see this individual Hunter says, knew this was coming. They're tagging Review Tech. And then if you aren't opening and checking the chips, if you're retro stuff, you're getting conned. All right. And we got additional. Looks like they're trying to drum up enough complaints to file a class action lawsuit. I don't think anything will come out of this. This is a Facebook advertisement. I wouldn't put too much faith that anything will come out of this. Could just be auto-generated and they're based on what you're looking at. I do not think so on that. I think Treehouse Law might be really looking to this. Let me see if I could scout anything else. Well, I might as well since I'm right here, right? I might as well. So let me go ahead and type. We're doing this live. We are live. Here we go. So we could see there are people already rumbling within recent times saying that there's grounds for class action lawsuit. So the sticker's there so people don't open the consoles up and find out they've been conned on refurbishment. This allows DKOldies to overcharge upon false claims to get as much profit. So selling refurbished as new is a type of fraud. Federal Truth in Advertising law administered by the U.S. Federal Trade Commission requires that refurbished and reconditioned items are properly labeled. This means a seller cannot describe a returned or refurbished item as new, where a seller advertises a smartphone as new, for example, and in fact it has been used and refurbished. He could face criminal fraud charges, fines, and jail time. So, I think there's grounds here. Will there be enough people to hop on and sign on to this Treehouse Law Firm lawsuit? That remains to be seen. But you know what? This actually, speaking of GameStop earlier, pops it into my head how they will open display copies of a new game. Let's say this is a brand new game, right? They'll open it, put the game in the envelope, and then put the case that they just opened on the shelf for display purposes, and then they'll still sell you the game as new. And for the longest time, I've been saying that is not new, and GameStop will be like, well, nobody's played it or owned it. And that, I think that's the loophole that they get behind with GameStop, is that it's not pre-owned. So technically, if nobody's ever bought the game, it's never been owned. I think that's the loophole that they get behind, even though I think once it's opened, even if you just put the display on the shelf, it's no longer new because it's been opened. It's not new. It's not mint. But I guess they hide behind the pre-owned terminology. So I don't know. Do you think there's terminologies that DKOldies is possibly using as a loophole? I know recently there's been a statement that Joey from DKOldies made in a video that if you go and see Review Tech's video, Jay Hooft was the one in the video. By the way, we touch tips all the time. Joey said it was pure insanity to even suggest that they don't refurbish their consoles. I think he's getting confused on what refurbished and clean are, like, as far as like he's getting them cross wired or whatever. To me it just seems like out of all the evidence we've seen with DKOldies, there's not enough faith behind them for me to ever buy. And that's the beauty in free enterprise and capitalism, is you can choose where you spend your money at and stuff. And I think there's just been an overwhelming amount of evidence against DKOldies that shows that they're not being completely honest to their consumers, whether it's Joey's fault or not. Something is definitely going to be done here, I think. And I will be definitely keeping an eye on this lawsuit situation, especially because I think seeing a screenshot and seeing advertisements from a law firm is definitely a start, especially if it's on Facebook. There's no AI generated advertisements for a law firm. They're legitimately looking for people. So what do you guys think? Are you interested in possibly finding out more about this lawsuit against DKOldies? I think it's going to heat up. I think it's going to heat up big time. Let me know your thoughts down below.